Every high and crushing low taught me something invaluable: resilience. I began documenting my journey, recording every lesson and every step towards rebuilding my success and my mental, even if no one else was watching. I didn't know where this path would lead, but I had Frank, Rosario, and the memories of everything I built and lost, fueling my determination. What you're about to see is my journey, the highs, the lows, and every moment in between, captured during a time when I was all alone, but never defeated. I'm going to get back to being a millionaire. No matter what, I will make it.
Yo, what's up, guys? No, you are not dreaming. I am fucking shirtless right now. Might be weird coming up, but I'm trying to do something new, right? But I'll get to this in a second. Yes, I am shirtless, and my fucking hair is crazy. Yes, it is. Indeed. So I'm boiling some eggs right now, but let's get into it really quick first. Bitcoin, well, let's start with the date. It is 4:37 on a Wednesday. It is May 17th. May 17th. What the fuck? It is May 15th. My bad. Correction. May 15th. 2024. I got scragglies all over, bro. I blame the sun. I'll get into that as well in a bit. Bro, I can't. I fucking hate my hair. Nothing will come off. Okay, there we go. So, Bitcoin is currently at... Damn, what the fuck? We fucking ran up. Today. This was just in the last 24 hours. Look, we're at $66,251. Damn, boy. Ethereum is at $3,022. Cool. Okay, so the reason, firstly, why I'm fucking flat chesting my shit right now is because I just worked out. But the main concern I don't think I've ever brought up. Again, this is supposed to be a whole mental, fortitude thing, but also supposed to be like evolution of me, myself. So things like, trying to get my skin fixed, trying to get my fucking hair done, which you guys are going to see at the end of the month, get my body more in shape, anything up. But I got my weights there. And then I have this ab roller, and I'm on my bench press, and I got this, but we don't have any places to just do that. So I got to actually buy heavier weights, because 25s are okay, but they're not gaining me muscle. They're just kind of keeping everything. Got the ab roller to just work on ab strengthening and core strengthening. And then I got to get an actual pull-up bar or something like that in order to go ahead and use some kind of pull-up thing for my back, because I haven't worked out back in a year. I don't know, bro. Ever since I went back to the gym. So also working on my jaw, right? You remember the meme that's I'm working on that. I had some high chews the other day, and it made me think. It was bro, when I look at myself from the side, I really do get disgusted, because it's I have this little piece, and then it just goes into this isn't even flab. I don't even know how to get rid of this, but it's I should have a really nice jaw, and I think it's because I need to just work out my jaw or whatever this stuff is down here. So, because it should be up here. My jaw is actually good. It should be like that, but it's not. So I don't know if that's a jaw thing, but I will get those jaw trainers just to see. I'm not going to be mewing, but I'm going to be using those jaw trainers. I don't know if you're supposed to mew them. I have no clue. So that's just a little bit about, why I'm fucking shirtless. I should probably show the progress too. I need to keep it like this, but this is the first time, by the way, that anyone's going to even see what my body looks like. And I think this is a good testament to see where I'm at right now, and probably where I'm going to be when I'm done with the whole series that I'm doing. So let me show you what I'm at. Again, I have never shown this because I'm not too happy with my body, and some people are gonna be like, oh, it could be worse, but honestly, like, I don't like it. I don't, you know. It's rare to see a guy that admits that he's like not body positive, especially since I'm not fat. But I mean, like, I'm not, you know. And it used to be way worse. So I'm glad I'm gaining weight, but at the same time, it's like it's not improving. So this, I don't know. There's the light. Maybe it's good. When I suck in, it doesn't really suck in as much anymore, but because I've gained so much weight. But yeah, I mean, this is where I'm at. Let's get a better view really quick. So, and plus I got a lot of acne all over my back and my chest that I've been having to deal with. So that's why I'm like, I'm not that happy about, you know, how everything looks. So, but this is just an idea. I'm not trying to like, I mean, I don't think anyone can like really look at this and be like, dude, you have a really nice body. No, like, want to get rid of this. This was from drinking beer and shit, and just bad habits, and eating McDonald's every day. My chest isn't. Let me tell you my flaws, the things I see. I got fucking pepperoni patties, and I need to have like defined chest. I want to get like a defined chest, so I get rid of this. My shoulders are really small. Biceps are okay, but I'd like to like actually have definition to my arm, just a little bit more. Because I used to have a photo that shows like really good definition. And now it's all gone to shit. So, but yeah, and then my back. I don't think I could really show my back. Well, maybe I don't. Oh no, bro. Oh no. And again, I haven't worked out my back in like a year, so it's really not that. Oh my god, what the fuck is even going on? Yeah, let's not talk about my back. No, oh god, the nightmares. This shit is popping up. We are going to hold up. Sorry, I'm making eggs. So yeah, I got a lot of stuff to be working on. Not just mental. Let me pause this really quick. Okay, back. Not just mental, but just physical as well. I want to improve every part of my life to the best that I can. And so, in doing that, and as my money starts to go up, obviously I'm going to be in a better state. If you guys have ever noticed, so this is a little tidbit. If you've ever noticed that you end up getting more disorganized, or you get less in tune with your eating habits, or you end up getting more, I want to say depressed in a way, but just like in any sense, you get away from your usual typical good habits. It's probably because of the money. And a lot of people are going to be like, oh yeah, money can't, you got to just ride. Yes, you know, even me, like, I don't let it affect me that much, but it still messes up my habits, right? Still messes up everything, you know, that, you know, your habits, the things that you like, oh, I could do that, your optional habits, that's what it fucks up. And so, I want to try to get better at that. And because my money is a little bit more stable, or it's going to be starting this Friday, you know, I will have a little bit more control in my life. And I feel like having that control is what allows you to like blossom out and be like, okay, now I can go ahead and get healthy and shit. So it's not that I'm always unhealthy. It's just my money has been bad for 6 months. And so my habits have fallen for 6 months, you know, that sort of thing. Actually, it's probably been a little bit longer, especially for the gym, probably since November or September, something like that. But if you've noticed that, that's probably why. So the goal there is, if you ever feel like you're in the same situation as me, get your money more consistent so that way you can be more happy and focus on the things, because it's stress that will fuck everything up for you. It is stress that will turn you into somebody who lacks trying to get back on that rhythm. So get your money going first, then get back to the rhythm. Okay, don't try to do that shit in your spare time, because more than likely you're just going to overwork yourself for no reason. So don't do that. Get your money going, then start worrying about some of the issues. What's another thing I could say? I guess another thing would be that I've learned for both mental and for physical is just no need to really do a gym. Get yourself more motivated to get a home gym. I don't know why that is, but it's like going to a gym is nice, especially for that social feel, and I'll definitely still get a gym membership even when I do have a lot of money. Reason being is just to have a social setting, right? Kind of like going to the coffee shop if you're trying to work on code and stuff. You just need a social setting, you know? But I recommend for those people who find themselves, you know, oh, the gym's quite far away and all this stuff, just get a home gym, because then you'll have no excuse, you know, and don't make a schedule for yourself. Just make sure to do it a certain couple times a week, right? So I like make sure I like do my gym stuff every few days or so, but I don't set like a schedule on it. I just make sure that I get it done. So okay, let's get into the big juicy news. So last time, I believe I just started the job, or I got accepted. I have been at work for a whole week so far. Wow. Or at least, yeah, almost 6 days now. So 1 week and 1 day of the business days. No, sorry, 2 days. 2 days, Monday and Tuesday. Right? I don't even know anymore, bro. Yeah, Monday and Tuesday. So 7 days, actually a whole week, a whole actual week. And it's been going good, bro. Like, it's been, you know, it's just training right now, but it's a lot of the same stuff that I know. Again, a lot of people might come to the conclusion, why didn't you do this sooner? Well, bitch, I didn't know. Okay, but also I had some shit to learn, okay? Don't judge me. I'm gonna get my eggs done while I'm doing it. It's now. Oh shit! If I would have stepped in that boiling water, my toes would have been dead. I think that you guys are gonna see more decent streams. Oh shit! My titties are. Damn. You guys are gonna see more of me in these next videos. Why do I say streams, bro? In these next videos, because I feel a lot more, I don't want to say comfortable in a sense, but you guys are going to see that I'm starting to stress less. Let me go up a little bit. I don't like seeing my tits, bro. Yeah, they're tits now until they're full chest, okay? Until I got that fucking dip, they're tits. That's my motivation. I'm not trying to beat myself up or anything like that. It's my motivation to go ahead and get myself healthy. I don't want anyone to say, oh no, don't be, stop body shaming yourself. No, it's not, for me, it's not body shaming. I feel like I really need that outlook, that outlook, because that's something I want to improve for myself. So that's something I have to improve, right? If you're fat, or you're chubby and shit, I think there's a really good need, a very good need, if you're need, to get skinny and get more healthy, because your weight will mess you up. With me, I don't have to do either right now. I'm kind of in a good position just to kind of let my shit just flop out and just, fucking wait. But I don't want that to happen, and so that's why I'm like, I'm taking early precautions to make sure that I'm healthy, but also I want to look good too. Like, I don't like being like this, okay? So, that being said, let me tell you how work is going. Let me get a water really quick. Watch out for the boiling water. And like I said, I think that this is literally going to be the start of that chapter 3. I'm not really, my fucking screen just did some shit. I don't think that I'm doing this just because, oh, I need to make it chapter 3. No, because it's actually happening. I'm not trying to like act for the camera like everything's good just to kind of personify like what I said previously. I'm actually like feeling a lot better because, one, I don't have to manage the business stuff. I don't have to manage Rosario stuff anymore because she's kind of got the hang of it. She knows how to drive now, so it's like, you know, everything's back in a sort of balance, right? And because of that, I feel really, really happy that, you know, all of that stuff is kind of back in its feng shui, so to speak. So no, I'm not doing this for the look of things. I'm doing this because I actually feel happy for once to be back in a setting that I know is going to provide stability. And without that stability, I will always be unhappy. And now that I have it, or that I'm going to have it once I get paid, you know, it brings a sense of joy, you know, a sense of fulfillment that I finally have gotten to that first step. One that I, you know, admittedly could have taken a while ago. But like I said, I feel like I needed to learn some things and figure some things out. I needed to figure out a purpose for myself. I needed to understand, you know, and go through my failings before I understood what the assignment was. I never knew what the assignment was until now. And the assignment is to go ahead and just do shit. Phone's about to die. Just do the shit that I was made to do. Fucking try to start an animation company, like an actual one, and do it correctly this time. And maybe try to branch that into crypto or whatever, but just do it right. Do what you love. So my phone died right after I finished that video. So I was saying basically that, yeah, everything so far is going pretty well. I really have no complaints, and I think that within, I want to say a good 2 months, within within 2 months, I believe that I'll be finally out of it. You know, I'll finally be out of this rut that I've just dug myself straight into. And it wasn't really me, it was just me blindly going with the flow, acting like it couldn't get worse, it can't get worse, it can't get worse, and always saying that. But hope always finds a way, right? You know, I'm the one who found the job, I'm the one who accepted it. So at the end of the day, it was still me that went through everything. Could it have been better? Yes, but you know, I had to just grasp the idea that I can't just hope for everything. I gotta start making those moves, and making them now. Otherwise, I'm gonna be spending years just praying that I can make over $500 a month. Which no. So, you know, now that things are finally on the path to succession, the next goal, once I get out of this poverty feel, is to, I don't know if I've explained this plan yet, but the goal is to first get my money up and have some money saved, and also make sure my investments are fulfilled. What does that mean? That means to make sure that I can have my investments running in the background without me having to do anything. So generally, I want to think 500, 500, and 500. 500 in a spot, in a copy trade bot, which basically is, you have $500 just sitting in an account, and people who are better traders than I can use that to trade, and then basically they make a percentage, and then I make my own thing, which is going to be nice. And then have a trading bot, like an automated bot, that I'm going to be paying like $30 or $40 a month on, basically trade for me, crypto. And then have a couple prize picks options in crypto as well, things that I think that are going to be really, really successful. And obviously I'm going to get better stuff from my computer to make sure that that's good. That's like literally my number one, because my computer has been making ungodly amounts of money each week. So like $200 is like ungodly for me, because it's like off your PC. It's like $100 to $200 every single week is like gas money. But now that I don't have to spend so much money on gas, it's gonna be nice because then that money I pretty much save as well. So now I have a extra money flow that is now coming in, that now I don't have to use all of it for any of that. So it's gonna be really nice. So just making sure that within the next 2 to 3 months that I can do that. I get my commission, or I'm commissionable starting next month, and commission checks start going out 2 months from then. So it won't be until August, or around, let me see, May, June, July, August, yeah. It won't be until August that I get my first commission check. So still got a while to go, but I gotta just be the best damn salesperson I can. And so far, it's looking like I'm getting back to my prime. So getting back to my know-how, my quickness, and all that good shit. So I mean that's pretty much the plan. And then the plan after that, after I get some money, I got some investments, I got things going decent, is to move out and do my own thing. And I have two things that could help with that, expedite all of this. Is one, my manga is finally in physical form. I was going to show it. Give me 1 second. Let me see if I could show this better. It's finally here. This is just a proof. Obviously, you could see that this needed to be a little bit more here, so that's why it's a proof. I'm not releasing anything until I make sure that it's 100%. But no, it's finally there. It's finally here, guys. Like, the moment I picked this up, I was like, man, this is absolutely crazy to just see the work here. And so once I fix all the proofs and stuff, I get to put this on Amazon and see what happens. So this right here has been something so cool and amazing, and it just keeps getting better. It's like, okay, if I can win the contest, if we win the contest next month, I'm gonna be very, very happy. Like, if we win a prize, because it's very rare that people win prizes even though they make the top 10. It's rare that they win the prizes, so it'd be nice to win a prize, so we get prize money. And we also have our manga in, I think it's Jump or whatnot. We have it in there, and just gets more eyes on us and our vision, even though our manga wasn't, or a one-shot wasn't that great as far as story goes, and that was on me. But I was trying to condense a really in-depth story into something very small. So maybe I could have worked on that. Just to let you know, the reason why I'm saying that now is because I did submit it to Viz, and Viz said the same thing. Viz is basically the American company that basically manages manga and anime in America for Shonen Jump and all that stuff. So they literally looked at it and they said, "No, we're good," because it's not fully complete. And it's not supposed to. And because it's a one-shot, it really should be a complete story. And I never really intended this to be like a one-shot with a complete story, like start to finish. It has to have questions and stuff, so that way it can lead into the actual manga. And so that's on me. I wanted to pique curiosity, but maybe I should have closed a lot of holes and made things a little bit more clear. But I knew that I only had such a small budget to fit everything in, and I had to pace it nice as well. And I think all of that stuff came out really well. The pacing was brilliant. The style is nice. Could we have added more pages? Probably, but there was a certain threshold of pages that we really could have fundamentally added, and I didn't want it to feel too much for a one-shot, if that makes sense. But I also didn't want to make multiple chapters because I didn't have that kind of budget. And so hopefully, if I'm given the opportunity through the Amazon or extra funding from family and friends or something like that, that we can go ahead and make another one-shot that has 5 different chapters. I want to make a 5-chapter one-shot to prepare for the next manga, which is going to be the actual manga that Demon's Friend is a prequel to. And with that, I think I'll be very, very happy to get that going and have that be another testament to, okay, what can we do? We know we could do one chapter easy, and that was 70 pages, so it was technically like 2 chapters, right? But can we do 5 to 7 chapters, whatever can make 300 pages? So I want to believe that's like 6 chapters, like 5 or 6 chapters, but 5 would be fine because it's like 277 pages more or less. And I think that's around where comic books are. So if we can do that, then we could literally do anything. And if it's good enough, then and it's different enough, then we'll be good. And I think one thing that we have to do is make it clear for our characters, like make them noticeable, right? Different, unique, make them that, and give them really unique designs that people can look at and be like, damn, that's from there. And then also really unique and interesting story, but probably not so serious, right? Not super serious. Like, I think we're kind of above serious like animes and mangas now, that it's like, just a little less seriousness is fine. And I think I made this a little too serious. So just cutting back that, I do want to make a gag manga and see how that does. So it might be like it's a different avenue, of course, but I wanted to see how that does for all the testing purposes that I've been talking about. So we really will go all out, but we really do need more budget. So hopefully that goes well, and that's one avenue. And then, as I said before, the other avenue that we have that hasn't really gone anywhere just yet is the Voyagers project that I started up, and I basically, how we put money in and stuff. And that hasn't really gone anywhere, but I think that in the next couple of weeks, it's going to definitely be one of the investments that I will go ahead and try to cradle and try to nurture and try to get going. And but I'm just waiting on my boy AJ to go ahead and finish up modeling. I'm getting myself prepared for Unreal and trying to switch that over slowly while I learn that. And that's been fun, but I've been doing it slowly because I'm trying to also get acclimated to work as well. So I'm trying to learn 2 things at once pretty much. So it's been quite the ride. But I think what you guys will see at the very end of this series, I'm just predicting, is that the production value of these videos are going to go crazy. And what I mean by that is that you guys are going to see more of me doing what I want to do instead of what I have to do. And you guys are going to get less of a daily note, and more like, okay, this is what I'm doing, this is what we're gonna shoot, like, and having a team and all that stuff. Like, I feel like it's eventually gonna get to that stage. That's how you'll know I've made it. When I am in a like a podcast room, I have my own house, like, I'm not gonna stop. Like, a lot of people probably think, whenever this video goes out, a lot of people are going to be thinking, okay, he's only going to stop once he has like $1 million or something. I don't find that to be like successful. I want to be able to have a house and have a income source that is perpetual, that keeps going. I don't see myself being successful if it's a one-time payment and it's like, oh, okay, I got rich, unless it's like, like 10 million or whatever. But more likely it's going to be something that is consistent. So we'll see. But I have a lot of things in the background that are starting to slowly inch forward, as far as money goes, as far as all that stuff. And once I get those revenue streams going, then it'll be nice. I think one thing I can show, and it's been nice to see. Let me just go to Social Blade. And like I said, most of these are probably going to be longer videos too, so I have no clue, but which might be good. but I ramble sometimes, so I hope that you guys can understand my rambling. But yeah, if I go to my secret, I don't know if I talked about it, maybe I did. My secret YouTube channel, which is a music channel, you guys will finally see my channel. It's called Slow and Reverb Chill Vibes. Basically what I do is I slow down music that I like and want to listen to. It's actual music that I like want to listen to. I don't do music that I don't like. And so far it's been, you know, on a weekly average of like 21 subs. 21. And yeah, no, it's been good. Once it's monetizable, which is at 1,000 subscribers, so I still have like 4 or 5 months to go. So this is gonna be just a very small update every like couple of months, but it's been going good. And you can see I blew up the count somewhere around here, and it's hovering, but I think it's gonna keep going. And you know, as long as I'm posting, it should be good. So we should hit about 500 sometime next week, or sorry, this week. And yeah, if I can get to 1,000 subscribers, then it'll become monetizable. And if I'm monetizable, that's at least a monthly earning of $100 to $200. So that'd be cool. But yeah, and it might be higher than that. I have no clue, but this is the goal, guys. This is just something that I have on the side that I'm working on. I have a lot of things on that I have no clue if they're gonna work out, but at least I have a consistent job. I have my rendering shit that seems to be consistent, and when I upgrade my PC, it's gonna be even more consistent and also better. So I got a lot of things, and one thing I want you guys to take out of my journey, aside from the mental tips I gave earlier about working out and how you feel and how that affects, you know, your routine, is to, you know, make sure you have something consistent first and then work on the other paths. I feel like that's something that I did in reverse and I regret, because if you don't have any money to work on the paths that are like one-time payments, or sorry, if you don't have any money consistently to work on the things that probably take time, you know, like this channel, it's not growing fast, you know. It doesn't take like a month to do. Like, this has been a channel that I have been nursing for the last year or so. Like, it's literally been a year on this. I think I actually started it around the same time of the vlogs, like started posting to it differently. So I've been doing, you know, I've been on this channel for a long time trying to get it going. Aside from my insanity animations one, that one, you know, went up really well. But again, that depended on the MovieBot app, and we don't have that, so it kind of sucks. So, you know, it's just one of those things where it's make sure you have something consistent first, and then funnel some of that money into your other avenues that are going to help you make a passive income. I think a passive income is very important to get off that 9 to 5. And if you don't have that, then go ahead and try stuff with your consistent income. If you don't do that, then you're already failing. If you're doing that in reverse, you're failing. Like me, I could have done this 1,000 times over if I was smarter. And I regret it every single day. Again, this series is a reflection and a path of what not to do and how to get back, you know, how the journey of a man to get back everything he held in his hands because of his mistakes and his wrongdoings. Even though he was, you know, in his mind humble, I really wasn't, you know. I wasn't humble. I wasn't humble I wasn't smart enough, but I also wasn't humble because I spent it on selfish desires and not really thinking about what would actually help me. I was thinking about my wants, and I wasn't thinking about my needs, and that's what fucked me over. But it's still funny to me that it's like I didn't get a new car, I didn't get anything luxurious, you know. I spent it on a dream but the dream was not to make money. So yeah, if you're not capitalistic, you're gonna fail. That's essentially what society has taught us, and that's kind of how I'm teaching, or hopefully I'm teaching in these videos, is that you kind of have to be capitalistic to be uncapitalistic, right? You have to follow the system in order to break the system. And some people are lucky enough to not have to do any of that, but this is a like proven blueprint for a casual person being, even if you never held $1 million, I'm showing you how you can get back to where I did without the need for luck, right? Without the need to be lucky or throw $10 in here and hope tomorrow that you're gonna basically get it all, because that's essentially what I did. Regardless of the know-how, regardless of, oh shit, I actually believe in this project and I did research, you never really know. And I feel like this is the only way I can prove to myself, prove to my generations beyond me that, I actually struggled. I actually, and I struggled in my own sense. There are children living in Africa that don't have food. Somebody can always say that, but I mean, I struggled in my own sense. Not everyone, not even a homeless person, could say that they've touched $1 million and have gone to being homeless. Obviously, I wasn't homeless or anything like that, but it's the mental fortitude to know that you had all of that you could have been set, that you could have done this, that you could have had a family by now, that there are younger kids making tens of $1 millions more than you, and you could have been right there if you would have just followed a couple of rules, set for yourself, and stop being stupid, stop being greedy, be more humble, understand your role in society, learn all these things, learn the hardship portion. I never knew any of that stuff. I never really understood any of that stuff until it really happened. Until I was really pressured to, like, okay, I gotta work hard. I've gotta hustle. I gotta go into, fucking my rat mode and just fucking rat it out, and fucking just get dirty where I need to, just to kind of make ends meet. Did I have to do all that stuff? Could I got a job earlier? Yeah, I could have, but the mental state that you're in, of that high life, that wanting, that yearning to be back and not follow the rules of society, not be back in the grind of things, that it takes a toll. It's not, I don't think anyone who gets to that point comes back from that and is like, oh, I'm just gonna go work at McDonald's. No, because I don't know if it's an ego thing, but it's like, and I don't think I never felt like it was an ego thing, but I just felt like I don't need to do that. There has to be some way that I can make it, like I can be like I can do it myself. That's I have no clue if that's ego. Somebody outside of my perspective has to tell me if it is or not. And I'll agree with whatever the consensus is, but somebody that goes through that, I feel like, it's just a mental challenge, and it may not be something that you're faced with every single day. What am I going to do? But, yes, I did have a safety net of being, in a house and not really having to pay rent, but doesn't mean that I didn't strive for my place. I feel like, everyone has their own struggle, no matter how big, how small. But mine, in a sense, was the same as just being homeless, not having the mental, but the same as that pressure and that need to go ahead and fight for your life. That fight or flight instinct kicks in, and I had that. So is it similar to being homeless? I would like to say that having that mental state and being down from that much money and going all the way down would be very similar, but again, I can't be the judge of that. Only people that have gone through that same or similar situation would be able to know. And I don't, I would even go as far as to say like gambling addicts probably understand what I'm talking about. Not that it's really the same, because I feel like in one situation it's a choice, and they know what's going on, and in my case it was just dumb, just me being dumb, right? One instance is just really bad. You know you shouldn't do it, but the feeling is still the same. You're losing tons of money, and you know that it's your fault. And I think that's the end. What I'm getting at. It's like every single day you have to. And I know I'm rambling, so you guys can cut the video if you want to. But at the end of every day, you come back and be like, "Fuck, I had so much and I fucked it up. I did that. No one else did that. I don't blame the market. I don't blame any of that stuff. I fucked it up because I know what I could have done. I could have paid off my debts. I could have done this. I could have done that." And so, to replay that every single day or every week or every month or every year at this point, there's that struggle, and, having to battle your own... I guess what I'm getting at, not to ramble, is that everyone should be able to relate to this, no matter if you're rich, if you're poor, or whatnot. This is literally, I feel like my anime, my anime battle. It is me against the world, and I don't want to put my problems on anyone else. I really like knowing that I'm the one who's going to change things. I'm going to be the one that gets myself in a better situation. Like, I want to make these decisions. I don't want to ask people for money or do any of that stuff. I have to do that shit myself. And so everything that you're seeing in these videos, up till now and the future and whatnot, is me doing it. It's no one else. No one's helping me or any of this shit. Besides rent that I pay and my shelter, everything is still me. Like, if I don't have gas money, I don't ask, the people that I live with for gas money unless I really, really, really need it. And thankfully, I have never really needed it like that. There might have been one or two times I've asked, but that's like really, I was like, damn, I don't have any idea what I can do. So, is there a safety net of sorts with me? Yes, but do I still act like and put my mental in the phase that I don't have anyone? Yes, I always make sure to keep my mindset as if I were alone in everything, even though I'm not technically alone in anything, if that makes sense. Because a lot of times, and I would say 90% of people here, you're gonna have family that you can lean on, you have friends and stuff like that, but you shouldn't rely on them for that. You should really, like what I was just saying, you should really take into heart your own passion, your own drive for things, because I feel like once you rely on people, people are people. Sometimes, sometimes it's good to rely, but a lot of times people disappoint you. Sorry to say it, they do. So I try not to rely on many people for many things, and if it is, usually it's a 1 or 2 time thing. So anyways, enough rambling. This video is super long, a lot of takes and stuff, but hopefully you guys gain something from it, and I think it's going to be very interesting on the next video, probably a week, maybe 2 weeks from now. You're going to start to see more videos because now things are progressing, but also hopefully better things. Yeah. Peace.
So if you thought the video was good, please give it a like and share. It really helps. And don't forget to subscribe so you can see the rest of the story unfold. This project is so close to my heart, and your support keeps it going. Thanks so much. With that being said, I'll see you guys next time in the archives of a Shiba Millionaire.
The truth is that if people really knew your story and all the things that you've been through, they'd probably wonder how on earth you're still smiling. It takes a very special person to keep going. You know that, and you also know how everything is going to work out. You have decided what kind of life you really want and learned to say no to everything that isn't that. You must be a huge success. Why? Because you've learned that to be successful at anything, and the truth is you don't have to be special. You just have to be what most people aren't: consistent, determined, and willing to work for it. You understand that 20 years from now, you'd give anything to be this age again. Now, if no one else is going to tell you, I am. You're hearing it from me. I am proud of you now.